Good evening and welcome to the BBC's News at 6. For the first time in 4 years, the rate of inflation has dropped below the Bank of England target of 2%. That means prices of many everyday goods and services are not going up as fast as they were. Now, latest figures show inflation fell to 1.9% in January. Economists say it could ease the pressure on family budgets, especially if recent signs of a rise in wages continue. Here's our chief economics correspondent, Hugh Pym.
Add a slowdown in cost of living increases to faster wage rises, and things are looking better for workers, like these staff at a company which makes equipment for the oil and gas industry. After a difficult year in 2012, it's now growing fast, so can afford to increase wages well above the rate of inflation.
We've just given a pay increase of 3% to all our UK staff, and I think that's testament to the fact that the way that we're looking at the world and the way that we look at our business here in the UK is much more positive than it has been for some time.
One of the staff, Phoebe, is pleased with the pay rise, but she's still cautious about her budget because of cost pressures she faces.
Just the additional cost every day of taking a train is huge, and I have to say, when I'm in the supermarket nowadays and I look at the cost of things, I can't remember what the original price is, but I'm pretty sure it was cheaper than what I'm paying now.
Many workers haven't been as lucky as these, as their pay has lagged behind the cost of living. Figures from across the economy reveal a pay squeeze. Average wage rises were well above inflation for several years till 2008, but since then they've fallen below cost of living increases, meaning that spending power has been hit. A fall in the price of fuel was a factor in the inflation rate dropping in January, so too high street price cuts for TVs and hi-fi. Most economists expect inflation to stay around 2% or below for the rest of this year, with wage rises moving ahead of that, so ending the squeeze on household budgets. Many shoppers will feel they'll only believe it when they see it. Lower inflation makes it easier for the Bank of England to keep interest rates on hold, though savers may not be pleased to hear that.
We expect inflation to stay low for the rest of this year, probably around or slightly lower than 2% through 2014. This is good news for interest rates. It suggests that rates won't have to rise this year.
House prices are not included in the main measure of inflation. Figures today showed an annual increase of 5.5% over the year to December, but with big variations around the country. The average UK price has now hit £250,000. Hugh Pym, BBC News.